disturb. How y'all doing today? Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. I'm your host, Coach Price. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for financial advice. Okay, this is not financial advice. Nothing in this live stream should be considered financial advice because it is not. This is for educational purposes only. It is Friday, March 13th, 5:25 a.m. We're going to start the day out good. We're going to make today twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow, right? But we live. Let me check. Let me make sure all is well. All right, let me shut the live out real quick. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. What's up? How my audio sound, y'all? How is my audio? Antonio, what up? Somebody in the chat, let me know how my audio sound. Can y'all hear me? Good. Okay, good. Good. We live. Welcome. If y'all brand new here, drop your city and your state in the chat right now. I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? It's a roll call. Now, if you one of my regulars, let me know. If you in the building, y'all come on, pull up. Show some love. We just getting started. I know it's pretty early. A lot of people in bed right now. They usually come to my live stream, so probably going to meet a lot of new people today. Either way it go, this is not one of them cap-ass TikTok live streams. I do not give you, this is not where we do alerts at. I do not tell you what to buy tomorrow. I will tell you what I might be getting today. I'm not going to tell you what to get today, right? That's not trading. That's not investing. That's gambling with extra steps. We're not going to do that. Somebody shared the live. Thank you, Original. So what I do is teach you how to think, how to manage risk, how to build a system, and trust it, okay? That is the only way you get to make real consistent money in these markets, ladies and gentlemen. Everything else is just noise. So don't you got to sound out the noise. Now, tonight we have a stack session. We're going to start with the mindset lesson that could literally change the way you approach every single trade that you take from this point forward. Then we're going to break down everything that happened in the market yesterday and get ready for what's about to happen in the market today, right? So trust me, a lot happened, y'all. We had oil hit $100 a barrel. The stock market dropped. A lot of banks are restricting withdrawals. Can you believe it? And there is a reason behind every single one of those moves, and I'm going to connect those dots for you, so just come on in. If you're new here, again, hit the follow button. And yeah, I encourage y'all to send gifts. You know what I'm saying? Thank me with the gifts, and I'm thanking you in advance for the support. Somebody says they want to just buy Oxy, and they said that they're going to spend all their money on Oxy. Good luck with that, Clayfield. Good luck with that. Now, we go stock by stock. We're gonna talk about NVIDIA. We're gonna talk about Tesla, Adobe, and Amazon, right? We're gonna talk about what happened, why it happened, and what it means for you as a trader or an investor. So stay with me all the way through. The question and answering section is at the end. If y'all can make it that far, that is where I answer your questions directly. You do not want to miss that part. Let me let y'all know now. Drop in the chat. Let me know if you here to learn options. Do you do futures? What are you, a long-term investor, short-term investor? Maybe all of them. Let me know right now in the chat what type of investor you are. Let me know in the comment section what type of investor you are. All right, so let's get into it. I want to start tonight with something that almost every beginner gets completely ass backwards. We got short-term and long-term investors in the comment section. Okay, that's what's up, Lena. But yeah, people get this part ass backwards. I hear it all the time. They say, Coach, I just need to get more confident, and then my trading is gonna be better. I gotta stop y'all right there. You know what I mean? That sentence is backwards. That type of thinking is exactly why you see a lot of beginners and they never get a chance to grow or develop. So here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Confidence does not come before the work. Confidence comes after the work. I want you to think about learning to drive a car. Who all remember when they first learned how to drive a car? We got some crypto investors in the building. We got long-term XRP investors. Okay, so the crypto bros is up right now. I got y'all. Y'all hearing what they saying about crypto right now? But I want y'all to think about when y'all first learned how to drive a car, right? Were you confident the first time you got behind the wheel? Like the very first time you got behind the wheel, were you confident? Not really, right? So you was nervous, you was stiff, you was gripping the steering wheel too hard and shit. But then you ended up being a good driver. You drove, some of y'all, you drove again and you drove again, and 100 times, 200 times. Now you texting and driving at the same time and shit. But somewhere in that repetition, confidence appeared. Okay? Not because you decided to feel confident, but you put in the reps. You put in the reps. Your brain started to trust itself. The same exact thing happens in the market, y'all. I shit you not. Trading is the exact same thing. So I want y'all to let me know, do you feel confident in your trading right now? Put a 1 if you don't feel confident at all, and drop a 10 if you feel absolutely confident. Drop your number in the chat right now. Do you feel confident in your trading right now? 1 equals not at all, 10 equals absolutely. Okay. We see I got some 1s and some 10s already. Let me know. Do you feel confident in your trading right now? 1 equals not at all, 10 equals absolutely. Now, while I'm waiting on those responses, let me talk about the second mistake. And this one is deadly. It is called tying your confidence to your outcome. How many of y'all take a losing trade and then you feel like you don't know what the fuck you're doing? You should never feel that way. You know, unless you don't. But either way it go, I want you to understand that you have 3 winning trades, okay? You have 3 winning trades. You feel like a genius, and then you start sizing up. And then you feel like you unstoppable. You invincible. You around here telling people you never take a loss, right? Then you got 3 losing trades. The doubt creeps in. You start second guessing your system. You start tweaking shit, right? And then you stop taking trades altogether. Let's not be that way. I want to give y'all, keep it 1,000 with you. 3 trades means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Not 3 wins, not 3 losses. Nothing. You cannot evaluate a trading strategy on 3 trades. You need about 30 trades. You really need about 90 days, to be honest with you. You need a whole quarter, but at least 30 trades. You need 50. You see what I'm saying? Some strategies need 100 trades before you can actually see what they actually do. Right? So the reason why a lot of y'all never build real confidence is simple. You quit before you get a chance to collect enough data. You didn't even put in enough work. You didn't put in enough repetitions yet. So you take a few losses and then you panic. Then you change your system and you ain't even get that system enough time to work. Then you take a few wins with the new system and think that you fixed it. Then you get some losses again and change it again. And now you stuck in a cycle forever, never consistent, never growing, never confident, just spinning. So I need y'all to, again, in the chat, be honest. Have you ever changed your strategy after you enter the losing streak? Yes or no? Have y'all ever changed y'all strategy after y'all entered into a losing streak? Yes or no? How many of y'all changed y'all strategy because you lost a few trades? Tell the truth. Shame the devil. If not, cool. If not, cool. I just want to talk about the solution. What is the solution? What does real confidence building actually look like? Well, I'm going to let y'all know now. It starts with what I call the confidence loop. It's 4 steps. That's it. Right? So step 1, we're going to define a clear setup. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here, hit the follow button. That is the price of admission. That's all I ask y'all to do. Tap the screen, push me out to a larger audience. Right now, we sitting at 13 funky ass likes. That's right. They not really funky. They really are the best likes I could have ever got because they the only likes I got. So whoever sent them, I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm calling them funky because everybody else is they still waking up. I need y'all to wake up. Tap the screen. I need y'all tapping while I'm yapping. Everybody else, if you're new here, hit the follow button. So step 1, you want to define a clear setup. What does a valid trade look like for you? You got to write it down. You got to write it down. What are your entry rules? Because if you can't, let's make today different. I know it's Friday, but go out with a bang. If you cannot describe your setup in one or two sentences, you do not have a system yet. You just gotta, you got a feeling, all right? And that shit don't scale. You can't scale off feelings, right? So first, step one is define a clear setup. Step two is risk a fixed, manageable amount. Anybody confused about what it means to risk a fixed, manageable amount? Please let me know in the chat. This is a no child left behind environment looking at, but I'm dead at, I'm serious. If you don't know what I mean by risk a fixed, manageable amount, please let me know. Y'all all understand what I'm saying? I'm assuming y'all all are aware of what I mean by that. Anybody confused, please open your mouth. Speak now or forever be confused about this shit. Are you confused about what it means to risk a fixed, manageable amount? Because if you ever take a trade where you risk a crazy amount, an unmanageable amount, it's your fault you didn't listen. Okay? Same dollar amount per trade, 1 to 2% of your account maximum, no revenge trading, no sizing up after a win because you feel like some shit finna pop off, no sizing down after a loss because you feel scared. Scared money don't make no money. Same size every time. Consistency is the entire game. I'm telling you. A lot of y'all get out of a winning trade because of fear. Because you are afraid to lose. You are afraid to lose. Some of y'all make a 10% loss turn into a 30% loss because you wasn't willing to accept a small loss. It became a big one. It's expensive to think like that. So step 3, do y'all, first of all, before I go to step 3, let me see some W's in the chat if y'all understand what I'm saying. Any questions, let me know. Big Man said, risk management, but skin in the game. We don't know the movement. We can build a training plan. Okay, Christina got it. That's what's up. Thank you for the follow, Christina. Anybody else? I want to see some more winners than that. Christina's, she the only champion I see right now. Let me see some more. Anybody else don't understand what I mean by risk a fixed manageable amount? Let me know. But if you understand, just put a W in the chat. It lets me know that y'all getting it. Before I continue, I'm on step 3, but I need to know. All right, bet. Cool. So you want to execute the setup many, many times. That's step 3. Execute that setup a lot of times. I just told y'all step 2 was you got to make sure that your strategy is really the same dollar amount per trade, 1 to 2% of your account maximum. No revenge trading, no sizing up after a win, no sizing down after a loss. Same size every time, consistency. Step 3 is execute that shit over and over again. Take that setup every single time it appears. Not when you feel like it. Not when you think it looks really good. Every time it show up and it meets your criteria, you take it, because that is how you collect real data on what your system actually looks like. You can't do it if you don't do that. You can't take 5 trades and think you got a system. Like, you switch systems after the shit. I'm making it as simple as possible. Okay, so you have to understand that you can't come up with this idea after you take a few losses and panic and change the system. And then you take a few wins with the new system, think you fixed it, then you lose again and change it again. And you stuck in a cycle that way. I don't want you to do that. You cannot build real confidence because you quit before you collect enough data. So that's the purpose of me telling you to do it that way. All right. So step 4, you want to review your execution, not your P&L. A lot of people trade their P&L. J-Dog said, hey man, I need some 100% in court can be held liable for damages financial advice. Hey, J-Dog, you might want to go holler at somebody off TikTok. You in the wrong place. You don't get that from TikTok, right? You don't get that from TikTok. If you do, good luck. Now, somebody else said 10% super risky. I'm 50% on Oxy, says Big Man. You crazy as hell. I love doing that, my dude. That's what's up, J-Dog. You crazy. You crazy. All right, so step 4. After every trade, the question is not, did I make money? Do y'all understand? Think about it real quick, because the way you think is going to determine how lucrative you are in this market or in any market. The way you think, the way you review what you think is going to make you money. Not technical analysis, not chart analysis. Trading is 90% psychological. And after every trade, the question should not be, did I make money? The question is, did I follow my rules? Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? C-Seek, yes. Y'all know I love that W. We winners. Let me know if y'all get what I'm saying. Just let me know in the chat. You ain't got to put a W. Yes or no. Do you get what I'm saying? Thank you, Christina. I got to know. I got to know you getting it. If not, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to break it down again. So if y'all not getting it, let me know. It's too early not to get it. Go get your coffee. I'm going to give y'all a second to go get you some coffee or something, man. Do what you got to do. What up, Mosh Pit? Go get y'all some breakfast going or something. Go, you know what I'm saying? Peel a banana. Do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Make you a bagel or something. Wake up, though. The mindset is everything, J-Dog. If you followed your rules, if yes, I ain't see too many people tell me yes, you understand. But look, if you followed your, except for Christina, if you follow your rules, then that's a good trade. I want to say period, but I'm going to say exclamation mark. Regardless of whether it won or lost, right? It was a good trade. Now, if no, that is a bad trade. Exclamation mark. Regardless of whether you made money or not. I don't give a fuck about how much money you made if it was a bad trade. And I don't give a fuck about it being a loss if you follow your rules. Because it should only be either a big win, a small loss, right? Break even is in there too. So it's either a big win, a small win, a break even, which means you didn't win or lose, or a small loss. A big loss is never an option. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Just put yes in the chat. If you don't want to type in 3 letters, put 1 letter. Put Y. Put a W. I don't give a fuck. Let me know you got what I'm saying, though. I need the engagement. I need the engagement, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the follow button if you're new here. There's 39 people in here. I see 8 followers. Y'all don't like learning? Y'all don't like learning? Patience is kicking my butt right now. It's okay, Christina. Not no more. You gonna fix it. CC says the human mind isn't wired to admit defeat. The market will humble you if you can't adjust the wiring. And Empress says yes with 2 S's. Frederick followed the live. Oh, you follow me? Thank you, Fred. I appreciate that. Everybody else, where y'all at? Okay, what's up, OG Mark? I'm in the long-term dividend game, my boy. Get dividend, buy shares, rinse, repeat. That's right, J-Dog. I'm not mad at you there. I like REITs. I'm in the REIT game on the long side. Big Man says I put 50% on Intel when it was trading at $23 off the news of government stake. Thank you for the follow, J-Dog. What are we talking about today? What we talking about is pretty much confidence. Building confidence first, and then I'm going to go over a market overview, and then I'm going to go over some individual stock news, and then I'll do a Q&A at the end of the show. But for now, I'm helping people build confidence. Right? So now, because here is what happens when you focus on execution over outcome, right? Over time, your question is going to shift. You're going to stop asking, will this trade win? Am I about to make money? Nah, you ain't finna ask, will this trade win? You're going to start asking, did I execute correctly? Did I execute correctly? What times you be going live, fool? All over the place, Mosh Pit. That's why I encourage people to hit the follow button and the notification bell. It's just going to be random as hell. But also follow me on YouTube, because if you miss a live stream, I always post a replay. That way I don't have to be a slave to time, because I used to come on. I try to be on at 11 p.m. every night, right? But I'm free. I'm free as a bird. I come and go as I please, you know. I don't work for y'all, so I love y'all though, and I'm gonna come on here as much as possible. And for those who I do serve or service, y'all can pick up the damn phone and call me still. Y'all got my number, and if you don't inbox me, I give it to you. Now, here's what happens when you focus on execution over outcome. Over time, your question is gonna shift. You're gonna stop asking, will this trade win? Did I execute it correctly is what you're going to start asking. And that type of shift in your head is what real confidence look like. You feel me? Let me let that sink in. If any questions before I continue? Any questions before I continue? Relating to what I just said too. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all about a few more seconds to let see if there's any questions that's gonna come through because I get to reading and then the questions will come through. Okay, we good. Now I'm gonna say something right now that some of y'all not gonna like. You're not gonna like hearing it, right? You can ask your question still if you got a question. I'm gonna read it, but a lot of y'all ain't gonna like hearing this. I said what I said and I meant it though, right? If you are changing your strategy every single week, you do not have a strategy problem. You got a discipline problem. I heard somebody in the chat said discipline or patience whooping their ass. It ain't even patience, it's discipline, right? So ain't no indicator, there isn't a scanner, there isn't a broker in the world that's gonna fix your discipline problem. There ain't a mentor on TikTok that can fix your discipline. You ain't shit nobody can do about you not having discipline. But only you can fix that. Are you aware of what I just told you? Do you realize that it's on you to execute? Huh? Somebody can go across the back of your head and you still might not do what you're supposed to do. Like your emotions should not change trade to trade. And again, your trade size should not change trade to trade. Think about what I just said. How many of y'all trade a different amount every time you trade? How many of y'all lose a different amount every time you take a loss? Think about it. Think about yourself. Think about your trading and answer the question or not. I don't care if you don't answer the question. I know a lot of y'all have a different amount that you're trading every time you trade, and you're losing a random ass amount too. So it's just all over the place. And Steph, you have a lot of control over stuff, right? So a lot of stuff we do have control over. So why the hell don't we just focus on what we have control over? Your behavior should be the same whether your last trade won $500 or lost by $500. That is emotional consistency. That is all you got to do to control your emotions in the market. That's the professional mindset. Do you have a written trading plan? Yes or no, or working on it? Let me know in the chat right now. Do you have a written trading plan? Yes or no? Okay, because it should be. Working on it, working on it, working on it. That's what's up. Because we don't try to do shit. We doing it. So we're going to work on it. It's all right. Now we're going to talk about what happened in the market today because, well, it was yesterday really, because today going to be a whole new day. But what happened in the market yesterday was one of those days where one event caused a chain reaction across every single asset class. And if you don't understand why, you will be blindsided the next time something like this happens. So my duty is to make sure that that doesn't happen. All you got to do is pay attention and spend some time. You see what I'm saying? So here's the big story. The United States and Iran conflict escalated significantly. Yes, it did. Everybody thought the shit was going to die down. It kind of got a little bit more heated up. And that's one geopolitical event that sent oil prices above 100 barrels of oil. I said 100 barrels of oil, $100 a barrel. Sorry, y'all. Get a little dyslexic sometimes. Let me see. USO. Let's see. I'm gonna look at USO 5-year chart. Just to get an idea. Yeah, and so it just broke out this range that it has been in since 2022. It just broke way above that. All right, yeah. So it ain't been this high since what's this? 2018. Right. But anyways, basically, oil prices went above $100 a barrel for the first time since August of 2022. Let's say that August of 2022. Yeah, it ain't been it was it and it just did some crazy shit now. So we way above that. What strategy do you use? Well, it's more so about risk management, and I just gave it away to it earlier in the chat. T. Basically trading it a small amount and losing a small amount. I use risk to reward ratio, probability. It's all through my strategy. Risk to reward ratio just means I'm risking $1 to make three. I'm risking 100 to make 300. I'm losing 1% every trade I take a loss. I'm gonna look to win at least about 3 to 5% every time I win. 10, 15, 20. You can't control how much you make. You can control how much you lose though. Fuck what they talking about. I done came through too many live streams. I was strolling on you just strolling through TikTok, and I hear a lot of these mentors teaching people to not use a stop loss. Mainly to trade to pass a futures eval, which is crazy to me. I don't see how to. I mean, these people I know. He was like, "Yeah, you trying to pass this eval in one day? You either hit it or not. So you risking $200 a day? You just gonna blow the account." And it didn't make no sense to me. So that don't make sense to me to not use one. I think that you should use one, and I think it should be tight. It should be tight as hell. I think it should be tight as hell. I think if it goes the wrong way, I think your position was wrong. What do y'all think? I think you could have had a better position if it go the wrong way. What y'all think? I mean, obviously, right? But think about it though. Like if it goes the wrong way, couldn't you have had a better position? It would make sense to take a small loss. Okay, let's look at hindsight. Let's look at every trade you've ever lost. Wouldn't it have made sense? Oh, Smitty, that 1-on-1 is crazy. I'm gonna show you why in a minute, but before I get all over the place, y'all, I was finna get all over the place. Before I get all over the place, I want to walk you through the chain reaction of this oil situation, right? I got some shit to get off my chest because we on the schedule. The market open at 9:30. Now, I want to walk y'all through this chain reaction because this is how looking at the bigger picture type of thinking works. This is what separate this is what separates traders who actually understand and overstand the markets from people who just watch tickers. Right? Now, geopolitical conflict in the Middle East. Let's talk about it for a second. Geopolitical conflict in the Middle East. Oil supply at risk. Oil prices spiked to $100 a barrel. Now what? Right? So oil is a cost input for almost every business in America. Manufacturing, shipping, airlines, plastics, chemicals, you name it. When oil goes up 10% overnight, profit margins get squeezed. Earnings estimates come down. And guess what happens when the earnings estimates come down? The stock prices come down. Well, T, it's kind of all over the place. To be honest, to answer that question, it's all over the place. Bloomberg, Yahoo Finances, who else? CNBC, YouTube, Twitter, right? Reddit. I got a robot that's in the Discord. We got a robot that deliver the breaking news to us. So we really don't watch the news because we got robots that deliver us the breaking news. I shit you not. But what about long-term investments versus day trading? Says Nikki Rise. We owe Nikki, please pay attention. Because I'm definitely talking about that too. So stay tuned, Nikki. Pay attention. I'm with you on that. Now I'm just explaining what happens. I'm explaining like why when the stock prices come down. I'm explaining why and what's going on. Right? Hold on. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm trying to learn more. Good. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Anyone use Forex Factory for news? I'm pretty sure some people in my Discord do. T. Because I know people that trade forex. I don't necessarily trade forex, but I pay attention to the currency pairs for sure, because all this shit is really related to each other. But listen, hear me out. I got you. Hear me out. So the stock prices came down. That's exactly what happened yesterday. It's not random. I'm just giving y'all the chain reaction so you know. The S&P 500, that's what we're looking at right here. This is called SPY. This is an ETF. This tracks the S&P 500, which is basically a ETF, okay, a folder of stocks or a basket of stocks that, and inside this basket is the, let's say the 500 largest companies in the United States by market cap. Now, the S&P 500 fell 1.5, I think, yeah, 1.5%. It fell damn near 2%. It hit its lowest level since November of last year. The NASDAQ also fell nearly 1.8%, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, and whoever was here last week when we made this gap, when we put this red rectangle here to show that there was a gap and that it was going to get filled, that it was possible that it could get filled, well, it looked like it's being completely filled now. Let's see. Yeah. Not even that it was a gap. It was trading at the top. So everything is coming down. This is also this is at support. If we can break below this level on QQQ of 593, I think we're going to come down again just like everything else is coming down. It seems like everything is on its way down, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this time frame, I'll kind of just work my way up. I'll work my way up, but right now let's stay on the 30-minute time frame. I'm on a 30-minute time frame, Semi. Yeah, no wonder, Nikki. Yeah. So all 7 of the big technology companies declined. Tesla, oh yeah, Tesla led the losses. Tesla led the losses. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Somebody look at this. Yeah, Tesla led the losses, falling over 3%. And Tesla is one of those companies that's inside of the S&P 500. So remember that the ETF is a basket of 500 best stocks. So once the technology lead the way, damn near. This is a Webull. Webull. Yeah, Tesla fell over 3%. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index fell nearly 3.5%. Microchips got hit hard. Did y'all make money in the market yesterday? Did yesterday's market hit y'all? Let me know if you felt it, or if you was in cash. If y'all if y'all cash heavy right now. Possible puts, yes, Mona Lisa. Possible on Tesla. No, overall. Not in crypto, says Original Antonio. God, I don't even want to look, says Nikki. It's all right, we're going to get it together, Nikki. But look, here goes something that confused people every time. Gold went down today. Gold went down today. Oh, I clicked on the wrong shit. It went down yesterday, sorry. I don't know about today. Oh, yeah. This is a downtrend, right? And for those that don't know, when a stock is in a downtrend, let me make it easy and simple for you. You know when it's in a downtrend, when it look like some stairs going down. Do this look like it's going up the stairs or down the stairs? Look like down the stairs. So let's not be confused. I had a lady say, how do you spot the trend? Well, it's either going upstairs or downstairs or sideways. Dang, I took a big 1.5% loss. So it's making, so look, this is making, it's Nikki, that ain't big. You're going to be all right. We're going to bounce back, bounce back, bounce. You're going to bounce back, Nikki. Now, right now, the price is making lower highs and lower lows. See, this was high and this was low, but the price came back up and it wasn't as high as it was before. It was lower. So that's a lower high. And then it came down. And it's not as high as it was before when it came down. It's lower. So this is a lower low and a lower high. We got another lower low and a lower high. A lower low than this. A lower high than this. And a lower low than this, a lower high than this, a lower. You see what I'm saying? You see the pattern? Now this was yeah, this is a lower low too because it closed lower than this candlestick closed this level of support. So the price is in a downtrend. Gold went down also 2%. So in a day of fear yesterday, in conflict, you would expect gold to go up. It's supposed to be a safe haven, right? Gold is supposed to be a safe haven. See Nvidia at 140s. Nikki said, come on Nvidia. So I'm going to go ahead and see what Nvidia talking about too. But let's see. Yeah. It's in a downtrend as well. It might go down further today too. It might. Don't quote me. Now, we was just talking about gold though. Gold is supposed to be a safe haven, and this is why it did not go up. The United States dollar surged to a near 2-month high yesterday. Do y'all understand what the fuck that means? Something that y'all know is not supposed to be surging to a high yesterday, but it did. And gold is priced in dollars. Most of everything is in a downtrend. Yeah, but the dollar went up. So let's understand the correlation, right? Gold is priced in dollars. When the dollar gets stronger, gold becomes more expensive for international buyers. So the demand drops and the price falls, right? So let's understand this. The dollar and gold, they usually move in opposite directions, y'all. My stance on the video, Nikki, I just gave, if you really want to know, I can go an hour into detail, and I just did yesterday. You probably just met me, and so you missed the live stream. But if you go watch my YouTube video, I just put out, I just did a whole hour or two talking about the CEO of NVIDIA, and I've read this article he put out this week, and I think it was amazing. So, and I pretty much unpacked everything he talked about, so you didn't have to go through it, but you could if you want to still. But yeah, go check it out. It's on YouTube. My YouTube is the same name as my TikTok, Ironworth Trading. If y'all new here, hit the follow button so you don't miss another live. Hit the notification bell. Reach out to me if you need help. Tristan says options, futures, or shares. All three of them. All three, man. Coming out for Bumbleclot reading. Understanding for some reason war causes crypto assets to run. It's not, yeah, well, crypto is also one of those things that is considered a safe haven, even though it is not a fucking safe haven. But people move to crypto too. It's one of those things that, I don't know, it's a cycle. It's, y'all know crypto move in cycles. Y'all know that shit. But the dollar and gold move opposite of each other. Now, that's one of the most important correlations that y'all should walk away with. So everybody that didn't know, you learned it tonight. Say, Coach Price taught me. Y'all know, anybody asks you, Coach Price taught me that the dollar and gold often move in opposite directions. You learned that tonight. Now let's talk about interest rates for a second, because this is also where it gets really important for options traders. Y'all trade stock options, right? Or anybody that's watching the Feds. When oil spikes the way it just did, inflation expectations rise, okay? Y'all know about inflation. I mean, the $40 you had last week ain't gonna buy you the same shit it was able to buy you last week. Right? So when inflation rises, the Federal Reserve cannot cut interest rates because cutting the rates into high inflation is like pouring gasoline on the fire. And because of yesterday's oil move, traders are now pricing in less than 25 basis points in rate cuts. I think we got some rate cuts coming for all of 2026. We might get less than 25 basis points in rate cuts. So it's almost nothing, right? To put it in English terms, that is almost nothing. The 2-year Treasury yield jumped 11 basis points yesterday alone, and is up 20 basis points just this week. Now, what does all this shit mean? Higher rates means more expensive money. That's all it means. More expensive money means growth stocks and speculative assets is going to face more headwind. Is the world over with? No. Is your portfolio finna be fucked up for a long time? No. What should you be doing right now? I need to see some smart people in the chat tell me what they should be doing right now. And before I say it, I just want you to know a lot of technology companies, even crypto, and a lot of unprofitable companies, all of them going to feel the pressure when the rates stay high. Yeah, I think so too, Mo. And I think so too, K-Sin. And I think so too, Ghost. So I knew it was some smart motherfucking people in there. Yes, Cameron, yes, Simi, yes, Ghost. But especially K-Sin. Mainly, hey, listen, K-Sin, you should, yes, minimize the fuck out the loss all the time. VIX hit 30. Somebody just said. Yeah. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know about the VIX, this is a volatility index. Basically, it's showing you how much volatility is expected in the market. Hold on, let me refresh this page. What's going on with my mouse? Put my mouse on the charger. Hold on. For those that's confused about what to do, you should read the comment section because these are some smart ass people in the comment section. They giving you the answers. What did Elaine say, Nikki, that made you say that? Let me see what he say. What they say. To retail, it's a lot. To big money, it's not. Oh no, when he say big money, Nikki, he talking about like hedge funds, banks, and shit like that. Big institutions, big money. They call them big money. But we retail. We are retail traders. Like me, you, even Elaine. No matter how much money they got, unless they just a whale, and because I do be having whales come in here sometime and be lurking. Basically, buying a dip as people are selling in fear, says Tristan. Yeah. So we got the banking sector. While we talking about big money, let's talk about it. So the banking sector, Morgan Stanley. Let me see where it's at. Let's look at a heat map. Industries. Cloud computing. And let's go back to industries. Professional business and education. Oil and gas, food and drug retailing, coal, water and related utilities, food and tobacco, multi-lane utilities, natural gas utilities, miscellaneous educational services. They got some weak ass list on here. Hold on. I'm gonna use my watch list. And I'm just gonna make one called banks. But but banks like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, both fell over 4%. The banks fell over 4%. Morgan Stanley and another firm called Cliffwater. Yeah, Cliffwater. Let me see what the fuck they ticker is. Morgan Stanley fell pretty bad, and Cliffwater fell too. Yeah, but yeah, this is why they fell though. So they had private lending funds that was forced to restrict withdrawals because too many investors was trying to pull their money out at the same time. Too many people was trying to pull their money out the banks, y'all. Some of y'all was calling y'all banks like, hey, let me get my money. And guess what? They was like, nah, 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 not right now. This is called redemption pressure, right? So when big funds face that kind of pressure, they have to sell assets and they got to do it fast. Whatever they could sell, they sell. Maybe even you could go. I'm just playing. But look, that's called forced selling, right? So forced selling has nothing to do with the quality of the asset being sold. Somebody says, "Yo, Iron, you have to market election. Yo, Iron, you have to market election." I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean, Alan. Elaine, I don't know what you mean. Is that a typo? Don't need to, but okay. Tell that to my bank account, says Nikki. It depends on who you ask. Yeah, y'all funny as hell. What? What you talking about, Tristan? Hold on. I'm reading comments, Tristan. I'm reading comments. To the IRS. Yeah, I like to read the comments over here at Ironworth Trading, y'all. Y'all not gonna be ignored. I'm gonna see what the hell y'all talking about. Y'all ain't talking about nothing. I'm gonna continue with the show. All right, so again, the bank's gonna try to do whatever the fuck they can do to sell whatever whenever the forced selling happens. So this is just about them raising cash quickly. That is why sometimes good stocks fall for no apparent reason. Somebody big was a forced seller. Do y'all understand what I just told y'all? Sometimes a stock can fall for no reason. It's because somebody big was a forced seller. Sometimes that could be a reason why. Did you know about the rate cut expectations being this low, y'all? I know some of y'all don't give a fuck, but for those that do, did you know that y'all know that this shit was that we was expecting it to be like this? So it plays a part in why everything is happening the way it's happening. One more thing before we move in, before I go with the rest of the show. I trade the Hong Kong market. I'm looking at, for the Forex traders, the Japanese yen fell sharply, almost 2% today, right? And when the dollar surges in a risk-off environment like this, that's why I did have some Forex traders in here. Y'all know they made a lot of money off the USD today. Yesterday, I mean. And the Japanese yen fell sharply. When the dollar surges in a risk-off environment like this, you start to see a lot of currencies like the yen that'll get weaker. This matters to us if we trading futures or, you know, any ETF with a lot of international exposure, not just Forex. KCN says China is winning. So let me give y'all a full chain one more time. Iran, the bullshit that's going on with Iran, with the oil spikes above $100. We got inflation fears that's going up. Everybody's scared about the inflation shit finna be worse than what it was before. Again, your $40 yesterday, what you bought with $40 last week, you ain't gonna be able to buy with $40. The feds cannot cut rates. The bond yields go up. The dollars, the USD, it gets stronger. Gold falls. Some of the good growth stocks fall. Technology sells off. The banks face forced selling. Everything goes red. Do y'all understand that chain? That's what the fuck we dealt with this week. Good night, Christina. Great info. I'll definitely try to catch you next time for sure. And if you need any help throughout the week, Christina, hit me up. Now, the banks faced forced selling. Everything went red. One event. Every asset class moved by one event. That is what I want y'all to understand, what macro awareness is. That's you paying attention to the bigger picture. That is why you read the news every morning, maybe, before you trade. This is why you used to see them old men with the newspaper. They was trying to see what the fuck was going on. It was money involved, right? Now, everybody get any questions? Any questions before I go stock by stock? I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna go over in the video first. But any questions before I do? If y'all new here, hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. How do you feel about the 8:30 data reaction today? I know at 8:30, Trisha. I know when it happened. No expectations though, Trisha. I don't have no expectations. Oh, I saw your comment, Tick. Will Oxy go up? Tick to see now. We would have to look at Oxy for me to know. Stay to the end of the show, and I'll do that during the Q&A section, right? So NVIDIA just announced. I'm gonna pull the chart up if you stay. I'll give you a chart analysis, but you got to stay to the end of the show. Any of my moderators in here, kick whoever the hell Michael Pais, get him out of here, please. I go over Palantir too. But yeah, NVIDIA just announced a $26 billion investment over the next 5 years to build. I get him out of here. I don't think I got no moderators in here right now. Let me get him out of here. I ain't gonna kick you out. I'm gonna mute you. The entire live. There we go. All right, so NVIDIA just announced a $26 billion investment over the next 5 years. 26 billion. And they about to build open source. They looking to build open source large language models. That means they are directly challenging opening AI. They are directly challenging open AI, ladies and gentlemen. They are not just a chip company anymore. They are building the full stack. They're gonna have hardware and software and models. You may even see a ChatGPT version, an NVIDIA version of ChatGPT, some shit like that, right? Or Claude. I think Claude is a little bit better than ChatGPT. I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it because I was a ChatGPT fan, but Claude ain't that bad either now. Hey, just try it. That's all. It ain't my duty to try to push you from ChatGPT to Claude. I'm just giving you my experience. Okay. Now, because I love ChatGPT, can't nobody make me hate ChatGPT. Yeah, I heard they were doing that. Why do you think Claude is better? The results I got back, Nikki, what I get back from ChatGPT is fine and all. It's good actually. Great. I've made a lot of money using ChatGPT. But Claude did a lot of shit I didn't ask it to do, but I didn't even think to do it. And it was just extra. Even though I know sometimes extra is like, hey, I didn't ask you to do all this. But it wasn't like that. It was like, oh my God, you took the initiative to do something I needed you to do. Hey, Nikki, I pay ChatGPT. So I know, you feel me? I'm not going to say this. And, I'm not just saying it just to say it. And I wouldn't even necessarily just convert. Just go check it out. Just go test it out. All right. Y'all go test it out. Test it out. Ask it to give you a technical analysis or a chart analysis. Screenshot a chart that you confused about. Upload the picture and say, explain this to me as if I'm a kid because I don't know what the hell going on. Right? And use it to help you. How about that? Now, NVIDIA, let's talk about their new model. They got this new model coming out called Nemotron. I'm about to nerd the fuck out on y'all. It's called Nemotron 3 Super. Now, Nemotron 3 Super has 128 billion parameters, and it outscores OpenAI's open source model. Now, my boy Jensen Huang, he is playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. The CEO of NVIDIA is playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. NVIDIA is building a moat at every level. Every level in the AI industry, NVIDIA got their arms in. Prince says, where you getting your news from, bro? Bro, look it up. These is crazy numbers. It's on NVIDIA's website. He publicly talked about it. He don't shut up about what the hell they got going on. And this information, it be all over the internet. So you can look at it, Bloomberg, Yahoo, Twitter. Yes, it's really hard to not see it. You got to be going out your way to not see some of this shit. I really believe a lot of us just don't care about the news, so we stop watching it. But let me remind y'all that sometimes we trading in a news-driven market, so it would benefit you to kind of know what the fuck going on globally, economically, right? We not watching this shit. I've never paid attention to the orange man because I gave a fuck. I care about what I got going on. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not about to get political. I want to hear what he about to say. Last year when he said now is a good time for everyone to buy stocks, it was in fucking April and it was in the bottom. And that's all I cared about. I'm like, I kind of agree with this ugly motherfucker. I agree with him. Chester, Nikki. And I told everybody, they was like, buy with what? That people, I was like, buy the dip. They said, buy the dip with what? What do you mean buy the dip with what? What do you mean? You better go out there and your ass better go pick up some cans or something. You better go DoorDash or something. You better go. I knew people that was donating plasma to get in. Fuck is you talking about? You better do what you gotta do. I don't want to hear no excuses, but do to each his own. I'm not encouraging you to do shit. This is for educational purposes only. Whatever they can, Nikki. Some shit costs. Hey, did y'all know Hillary Clinton made at least maybe I want to say 100,000. Don't quote me. I want to say 100,000 from $10 trading cattle futures. Huh? Did y'all know that? So people make so much excuses. I don't know, I wanna invest, but I don't got enough money. I wanna get started, but I don't got enough. You don't gotta be rich to get started, but you gotta get started to be rich. Blake said she's a sorcerer. Nah, she ain't the only one. Somebody else just made a shit ton of money trading cattle futures. One of these famous traders. I can't pinpoint the name. Y'all, hey, somebody in the chat know what I'm talking about. But I can't pinpoint the name, but they made a shit ton of money trading cattle futures and started with a little bit. So you don't always need a lot. But anyways, Nvidia been flipping that CIEN for a few days now, says Will. Tristan says, I wonder what that news is like. Yeah, so the CEO in the video also called out something that almost nobody is talking about. America is going to need over 300,000 new electricians in the next decade. Do I got any electricians in the chat? Do y'all know an electrician? I'm tired of people saying AI gonna take everybody's jobs. Y'all not realizing how much, I mean, it's actually gonna add jobs. A lot of people gonna have more work. The people that do physical work are gonna be more in work. And the people who didn't do shit, you ain't have no job for real. You ain't never had no job. Your ass was getting paid to do nothing. If AI can replace your job, then it needed to. I ain't gonna cap. It really needed to. And you can get a lot more done with AI. It ain't that it's gonna replace your job. It's just that you're gonna be able to do a shit ton more. The main problem for me is the whole AI environmental issue. Well, that's been an issue, Nikki. It's been an issue. I know this making it worse ain't gonna help it, but it's been an issue. You see, these are not new issues. Every time we type something, Nikki, every time we Google something, use chat, every time we use fucking GPS, every time we watch TV. I don't know. I don't know about worrying about water on a planet full of water. But that's just me, right? We can't get, I don't want to nerd out too much, Nikki. We could talk about it outside of the live stream. Because I will nerd the fuck out. Somebody says, bro, can't wait for that wife bot 3,000. That boy said he can't wait for that. Take it out of the humans, says Nikki. Oh, yeah, damn, Nikki. Ouch. It got a little dark there, Nikki. I'm with you, though. I'm with you. I know we're going to take it out of certain ones. You know what I'm saying? We just playing TikTok. We love TikTok shop. Let's be careful, y'all. Let me get back on topic because, y'all, we getting a little crazy in here, right? So, America is going to need over 300,000 new electricians in the next decade just to wire up the AI data centers that we building right now. I'm going to say that again for the electricians in the back. America is going to need over 300,000 new electricians. That's on top of the ones we already got. They looked at the electricians we already got and said, we ain't got enough. It ain't enough electricians. So what y'all gonna do? Barbecue and mildew. I ain't even talking to the ones who electricians. I'm talking to any young people out there. All you young ladies and young men out there, and middle-aged men and women and shit too. Anybody, like, ain't nothing stopping you from learning how to be an electrician. Go be an electrician. We need a bunch of them. They building all these data centers and shit. We need y'all to build him a new wife bot. K-Sin waiting on y'all to build that new wife bot 3,000. Maybe that's my new caller. Maybe, Nikki. Copper going to be the new gold, in my opinion. Yes, along with silver. I agree. Now, 200,000 more electricians are retiring. That is why this is happening. BlackRock heard this shit and immediately announced $100 million investment in training skilled workers. Did y'all hear what I said? Hit the follow button if you're new here. How about that? We're gonna put it like that. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Also, if you don't, matter of fuck if. I don't want you to believe anything I say. I want you to go look it up for yourself so you can see for your own eyes. Just go look it up. Do your own research. It ain't hard. So I know y'all probably tired of hearing me saying it. Money making opportunities. That's right, Blake. That's why I love bringing it to my people. Again, for the last time, y'all, it's the last time I'm going to say it. America is going to need over 300,000 new electricians in the next decade just to wire up the AI data centers that we are building. 200,000 more are retiring. BlackRock heard that and immediately announced $100 million investment in training skilled workers. The AI infrastructure trade is bigger than the software itself, ladies and gentlemen. It reaches all the way down to us on the physical level, in the physical world. Okay? Now, do any of y'all own the video? Yes or no? Or are y'all just watching it? You just watching it? Do you own the video? Yes or no? It's at $183 a share right now. Right, Blake, that ain't include with Global Need, bro. Why did you block my messages? You must have said something. If I blocked your messages, you said something, Iron Blast. But if I could see your messages right now, they was never blocked. So, trust me, if you made it to the block side, I wouldn't even be able to see your messages right now. Because you would still be blocked because I ain't never unblocked you. Hold on. They make me do puzzles and shit. Like I'm a robot gonna ask me, am I a robot? Get the fuck out of here. All right, so whoo, you gonna ask somebody else, Nikki, if they a billionaire and you got that much shares. Come on now, you must have bought in a video when it was 50 cent. Mini man. All right, so look, I guess somebody else said they got some too. A lot of people said yeah, they got some. So the people who got in the video said yes, but the people who don't got in the video didn't say no. The people who watching it didn't say watching it. Y'all corny as hell. It's all right though. Shout out to the people who said yeah. Feel me? Yeah, I called you corny. It's too early for you not to be up and at it. Put them up. Put them up. Put them up. Tesla. We're gonna go over to Tesla before I get carried away. I'm having a little bit too much fun, y'all. Hold on. All right, here we go. Could you please explain what broker you use? This is Webull, and how you put in the money. You deposit it. You can go to Webull. I use Webull. You can use whatever you want to use. I'm not telling you to use Webull, but you just deposit money into it. And what? Yeah, you can connect your bank account to the broker. This is for educational purposes only. You can connect your bank account to it or your debit card to it. And but hey, Iron Blast, fuck all that. Go paper trade. Paper trading is where they give you $1 million to practice with. At Iron Blast, you can go and practice with fake money and learn. Okay, well, keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't stop. We just talked about confidence. If you just now coming in, I want you to go watch the replay when I put this video out so you can see the beginning half of this video. As always, I appreciate you and the information you bring. Be blessed. Original Antonio, you have a great day. Have a great day. For real, you got to feel the market every day. Got to touch it. Oh, Lord, he done gave me a Galaxy. 45, 47. Good looking out. Yeah, get up with me, Antonio. So yeah, Tesla and Elon Musk. Tesla fell over 3% yesterday. Still learning, says the Math Lab. Math Lab don't never stop learning. As long as you learning, you gonna be earning. If you can learn, Math Lab, you can earn. If you can learn, you can earn. So Tesla fell over 3% yesterday, but the bigger story is what Elon said in a recent interview. Also, the prime tech stocks I'm curious about, like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, etc. Yeah, as you should be, Nikki. I don't think people realize, like I said, I just did a video yesterday about how important, how AI is not in a bubble. And each company you just named, they putting their foot all in AI ass. Excuse my French. Now, the bigger story is what Elon said in that interview. He revealed that Optimus, y'all know about Optimus? The Math Lab is Ironworth Trading, the same thing as my TikTok name, or you should be able to click on a link in my bio. I don't know if I got that shit set up right. You can check. If not, you will find me on YouTube under Ironworth Trading. Yeah, he called it Optimus. I thought it was Prime too, Nikki, but yeah, Optimus is the human robot. That's the humanoid robot that they got. They calling it Optimus. He just said in that interview that version 3 is damn near complete. And they about to start selling them bitches next year. Excuse my French. They about to start selling them robots next year. So all you dirty, filthy men that was in here talking about you gonna get you a wife bot 3,000 and shit. They gonna sell you one next year. This is Mach 3, version 3. It's nearly complete, and mass production starts next year. They're gonna price them bitches probably about $19,000 a robot. Would y'all spend $19,000 on a robot that's gonna mop your floor? Right? That's gonna maybe if it could do dishes and mop the floor, you feel me, and take out the trash, I might get one. You know how much time you spend doing little stupid shit? I would get a robot to do little stupid mundane shit so I can have more time to make money. That's the direction we going in. I mean, it's pretty sure it's gonna do other things too. I wonder what all it could do. Me personally, I'm excited about it, Nikki, cause I was born in '91. I saw my parents slapping the shit out the side of the TV, trying to turn the channel with the knob that looked like the same thing you turn on the stove with, right? I saw the video games on the cell phones when I was a kid. We played a stupid ass game called Snake. You had to eat the dot with the little fucking line and it go all around. You gotta keep eating the dot without eating your tail. And then we went from that to my fucking nephews playing Call of Duty on their phone. I saw phones evolve. Y'all saw phones evolve. Y'all saw phones evolve. Hell, I seen tapes, cassette tape players go to where music is now, to how we listen to music. And yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is they didn't have all this shit. They couldn't. Do you know how they traded back in the day? They had to draw a chart and write numbers on the side and write the dates on the bottom, and then they would just pinpoint the price themselves. Like, they didn't have this fucking technology that we got. So when we talk about a robot and going to, like, don't let flying cars and shit come out, jetpacks, and I want all that shit to happen. I'm not against it at all. So you talking to y'all barking up the wrong tree if you don't like technology here. I'm letting you know that now. And I'm deeply invested, time and money wise, into the future of technology. I'm loving this shit. So glad I was born now and not during medieval times. If I was here during medieval times, I was trying to make some of this shit probably. If you do my dishes, I'm into it. That part, Nikki. Give him waterproof hands. Give Optimus waterproof hands. I'm getting off topic. They said Elon also said that AI has entered what he calls a recursive self-improvement stage. That was the scary part that fucked me up. Like, what do you mean a self-improvement stage? Let's not let it improve itself, man. Let's not let it improve itself. Dum dum. Zum zum. Let's improve it ourselves. Let's improve it ourselves. Now, AI is now improving AI without human intervention. Somebody, I hope AI grow up to slap the shit out of whoever made it. That's all. Just, if you just slap the shit out of whoever made it and leave us alone. Now, he is predicting the global economy grows 10 times over the next decade, and that currency itself may eventually become irrelevant. That only energy and computing power will matter. Can you imagine a world where, I think we seen a movie like this with Justin Timberlake, and they was trading time. They was using time for money, right? Imagine a world like that though. I hope he's wrong, but he just basically predicting a global economy that's going to grow 10 times, but money itself not going to matter. That's crazy work to even think about. Megan, the movie, a girl that's working that project. It's very scary. I agree. But we're not going to be scared. We prepare. We're not scared. We prepare. And because, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. You know, we not, and I live that. I walk in that. I ain't afraid of none of that shit they got going on. They can't stop the sun from shining. That's why we gotta be nice to Chat GPT, says Nikki. Yeah, I be cussing Chat GPT clean the fuck out sometime. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah. Yeah. So is he right? Maybe. Maybe Elon right. Maybe the next but Is that a next week trade? Is that something that we should be trading in the stock market next week? No, absolutely not. This is a long-term picture. So this is for my long-term investors. That's what I want you to think about. Learn to separate the narrative from the trade, right? Elon Musk make a lot of big ass statements. He say a lot of crazy shit. And the markets react to what he say in the short term, just like they do with Trump. But execution of the actual business is what drives the stock in the long term. Gino says it's already based on your energy, not right because always been. I'm hedging my bet, says Nikki. I've had it write me love letters to my chat GPT. You live out what you focus on in your life. That's right. That's right, y'all. That's right. It's only as fucked up as the people who using it. I agree. Ain't no, if how dare humans talk shit about any intelligence? Some of these people walking around with authentic ignorance. They AI too, right? So which one would you rather have? Artificial intelligence or authentic ignorance? I'd rather have artificial intelligence as my friend instead of authentic ignorance. Both AI. Gino says it is already based on your energy. Nah, okay, I already read that. Supposedly, yeah, it's a tool. It's all about how you use it. That's right. So for my options traders today, we're gonna talk about this real quick. Tesla is a high beta, high volatility name, right? And implied volatility is almost always elevated with Tesla. That means options are expensive, right? So be careful. You need to have a plan. Let's just let's add an options chart on here. Are they right here? We'll go to move this out the way. So over here we have the contracts. And as you can see, they starting out, even the 0 days to expire starting out at $300-400. And I know that's just for now. It's gonna be more than that when the market open. Now, is Tesla a car company or an AI company to y'all? I just missed a crazy Tesla play. Means it still got intrinsic value. Yeah. So is Tesla a car company or an AI company, y'all? Look at Adobe. Let's talk about Adobe. This is my favorite, probably my favorite one out of the whole night. Yeah, but the comeback is gonna be lovely. Let me see something real quick. We got the all-time high sitting at damn near $700 back in 2020. Excuse me, 2021. And we just kind of broke below a key level. Okay. Oh, okay. You switched it. Yeah, I switched the time frame, Nikki. I just switched the time frame. This is showing you like 5 years of time right here. So when I zoom in to like a 1 month chart and we look at Adobe from a 1 month perspective, then you can see that drop again. You can see that we just dropped well below the level of support. Okay. Support is sitting at 274 on the 5 year. And we at 269. We dropped as low as 244. What day is that? Yeah, this year. What does support mean? Oh, good question, Nikki. All right, good question. So look, the price was over here, Nikki, to the left, right? The price was here. The bottom would be like a floor. Support is the floor. And this top line up here, this is resistance. So this is the ceiling. This is acting as a ceiling. And this bottom line is acting as a floor. They call it support. Okay, the price is bouncing off this bottom level, is bouncing off the floor up to the ceiling, hitting the ceiling, bouncing down to the floor. There is an imaginary line here, and even before I put this line here, you can see that obviously the price is coming to this level and stopping. So the buyers are stopping the price from going lower than this. And up here, when the price came up to this level, the sellers are the ones who stop the price from going up higher, because when you buy, the buyers are the ones that's pushing the price up. The sellers are the ones that's pushing the price down. Simi says, "What the fuck? What you mean? Why you say what the fuck, Simi? What happened? What I do? What I do, Simi?" Nikki, the floor is support. So could you use that as like a level to buy if it's below? Oh, the time frame, the weekly. Well, yeah, I'm on the weekly time. I'm yeah, I know, but I know, Simi. But I'm just trying to teach her support and resistance real quick. I'm gonna go back down to a smaller time frame. Like if it goes below the level of support. Okay, so usually, Nikki, if it goes below the level of support and stays below that level, it's usually about to keep going down, right? So notice that it didn't go below the level of support. Let's just say it didn't go below the level of support for real. Here, it didn't go below the level of support here. And what did it do? It went almost all the way back up to the level of resistance. And then when it gets to resistance, if it doesn't go above that level, usually it'll go back to support, Nikki. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it is. It don't always happen that way. For example, the price, because this is a weekly time frame, so each candlestick represents one whole week of time. So it's not like up down up down up. No, it's not like that. That's not how it works. Like I go down to a daily time frame. Each candlestick represents one day, so the price is all over the place. um when you look at it in from a zoomed in perspective, but when you zoom out, you will see that, oh, it's still trading within a certain level. But that's the importance of trading a style consistently, says Blake. Correct. Yes, precisely. I mean, I said correctly. But yeah, the price now though, on a when I come down to like a 5 day range, 5 minute chart, or a matter of fact, let me do a 4 hour chart. So each candlestick represents 4 hours of time, right? You can see that. Yeah, I think we should do 30 minutes. We damn near have a tornado in Indiana right now, y'all. It's crazy outside. It's like the Wizard of Oz type weather outside my house right now. So this is on a smaller time frame. You can see that we broke well below resist. You see how we broke below support, Nikki, and look what happened. You see what happened when we broke below support and stayed below support, right? It wasn't. We stayed below, well below. Y'all got crazy weather somewhere over there. What y'all weather like? Y'all might got good weather. But either way it go though, I just wanted to talk about this part. I want y'all to pay attention. Adobe reported earnings, right? So y'all might haven't some of y'all new, so you haven't experienced what an earnings season looks like. But I want you. This is your homework, okay? The next time, okay, bet. Well, stay warm. The next time y'all get, the next time y'all see an earnings report come out, listen to it. Check it out. Find your favorite stock and watch the next time they got earnings. Okay. So Adobe reported earnings. Revenue was up 12% year over year. And I want you to come back to me and tell me what you learned from that earnings. That's your homework. That's your homework assignment. All right. Now, Adobe pretty much had earnings and their revenue was up 12% year over year. The earnings per share beat the expectations by nearly 20%. Their AI product revenue more than doubled year over year. By any measure, this was a great quarter for Adobe, but the stock fell 7% after hours. Can anybody tell me how something like that can happen? Simi says, I wish I could just play earnings and get the bounce up. Do you know how? Well, Simi, it's an important lesson for you too right now. Listen to what I just said, Simi, very closely. Please listen for real. I'm super serious because this answers your question. Adobe just had an earnings season. The revenue was up 12%. The earnings per share beat expectations by nearly 20%. The AI product revenue more than doubled year over year. There ain't no way around it. They had a great fucking earnings report, and the stock still fell 7% after hours. Nah, Nikki, they beat expectations, so usually that shouldn't be a bad thing. Chris says how is forward guidance because that matters too. Earnings can have great news and tank. It's not always predictable, says call me. He's right. Call me JNR9. That's exactly where I was getting at. That's the lesson I want you to understand, Simi, is that earnings can have great news and tank. It's not always predictable. So you asking me why did it fall? You want to know how did it fall? How does a company beat earnings by 20% and the stock fall? So let me explain this because this is one of the most expensive ass lessons I had to learn when I first started trading. So the market does not trade on what happened. The market trades on what was expected versus what actually happened. I'm going to say that again. It don't trade on what happened. It traded on what was expected versus what actually happened. So you had a lot of analysts that had expectations built into the price already, right? We already was expecting that shit. So when Adobe's second quarter guidance came in, somebody asked about the guidance. When that came in and did not meaningfully exceed these expectations, the market said, no, it ain't good enough. And it sold. That's the institution saw a money grab. Somebody said, look at the video last week in earnings, right? Like people expected it to go way over. No, Nikki, they already had it priced in. Yeah, it's not enough. So on top of that, they CEO who has been there for about 18 years, Adobe CEO been there for 18 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think he led two massive transformations of the company. If you look at the different generations that's been using Adobe, but he's stepping down. So leadership change at a company, still figuring out how they finna monetize AI and build AI into their company, that type of shit raises questions. That's why it failed too. They got a new CEO finna step in. You can wake up the next morning and it's back to the same level it was at when the market opened. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and don't get me started on the IV. Implied volatility around earnings. I can tell you how. Somebody asked me, how do you make money on earnings season? Volatility, right? Volatility, because people expect something to happen that creates a lot of volatility, and it makes the price of the options go up. But if you was already in it, then your premium is just gonna go up, right? The price that you paid to get in that position, the money that you got tied into it, it will grow because of implied volatility, but it can also go down because of implied volatility. Because soon as this shit is over with, the IV go down. You get IV crushed. That's right, Blake. That's exactly my point. So they want companies to go over that expectation by a lot. Yeah, IV crush. What up, Stinky? You up this early? That's where early entry is important. That is, man, Blake, you smart as hell. Please come to the Discord and help out people with me so I don't got to do it by myself. You're doing it's God's work in the comment section right now with me. Been up all night. You finna sleep all day? You gonna be up at 9:30, Stinky? You going to sleep? Now, leadership, leaving the company, that can matter. That matters. So uncertainty gets priced in immediately. And for people who trade in options, again, I keep telling y'all, this is the lesson about IV crush. So before earnings, implied volatility is high because nobody knows what the report will say. Options are expensive. The market is pricing in a big move in either direction. So yeah, the earnings come out, the uncertainty disappears. Now, it's like, we already know what the fuck going on. So yeah, it's over with. So even if the news is good, even if the stock barely moves, that implied volatility collapse instantly. And the premiums you paid for your option evaporates So you was right about the direction and you still lose money. That happens. You could be right about the direction and still lose money. That's called IV crush. And it's one of the most common and most costly mistakes that you can make when you trade in options is to not pay attention to the Greeks or not have a full understanding of the Greeks, right? So if you was ever my student and you left me not knowing how to trade Greeks, this is a public service announcement to reach out to me as soon as possible, because that's not something that you should have left me not knowing, not understanding. You give up on yourself. I ain't gave up on you. Call me. Now, y'all know who I'm talking to too. So, never buy options going into earnings without understanding IV crush. Respect the premium. What are the Greeks, Nikki? Nikki, I need about an hour maybe to go over the Greeks with you. Or you can watch some of my old content, but I can help you on a personal level, but that's a whole nother topic, Nikki. That's a whole nother topic, and it's 6:50. I don't want to do it right now. Nah, it ain't that you know nothing. Just don't be fucking with no options until I can get on the phone with you, like just to teach you for educational purposes only. I want to help you understand what the hell a Greek is, what the Greeks are. That's an intense question. Greeks, yes, Stinky. It's not something that I just want to blurt out. I only have long-term investments. Then you good, Nikki. Don't even stress yourself. Just keep doing you. Ain't nothing wrong with doing. That's actually my cup of tea is the long-term investments. You ain't missing out on shit. Now, Honda. Honda is down. Look at Honda. Everything is not everything, but mostly everything is down on my watch list at least. Also, last week of expiration, the theta is rapidly costing you. You dealing with something called time decay. They running out of time. See, Nikki, most of this night I've been talking about stock options, which is where, let's say, Nikki, let's say you bought one share of this company, Honda. It's $25 a share. And now you take $100 and you buy you 4 shares of this company. Cool. Right? Now, if you wanted to buy 100 shares of Honda, you would spend a lot more than you would if you just came over and bought one stock option, which is a contract between you and someone who already owns 100 shares, right? And they're saying that I think the price is about to go to this level. And if it goes to that level, you have the option to exercise the contract and buy 100 shares at the strike level. But you can also make money from your premium. The money that you paid to go into that trade grows as the price goes in the direction you said it was going into right away before expiration date. And it's a lot more to it than that, Nikki. It's a shit ton more to it than that. I'm looking to simplify it as much as I can for you right now, but might go recover a little today. Okay. Like you're betting on it. Something like that, Nikki, but you don't want to bet. You're speculating. Let's use that word. You're just speculating. But definitely is the cousin of betting. I ain't gonna downplay it, but you better use risk management. Yeah, you better use risk management. Okay. Like you're betting on it though. Yeah. So, have any of y'all ever experienced IV crush? Have y'all ever been crushed by IV? In the chat, let me know. Let me know if have y'all ever experienced it? If not, I just want you to know what you got to do to stay away from it too. This is Honda's first big loss since they went public for real. I'm talking about annual loss. Like we talking about a 426 billion to 690 billion yen net loss for the fiscal year of 2026. They have canceled 3 electric vehicle models that was planned for North America over here, right? And they are retreating from the pure electric vehicle market. They don't give a fuck about it. They going back to hybrids and the Indian market. That's why, Nikki. This is gonna be a good spot to bounce off of. You best believe it. Nikki, every time it got to the floor, it went up. Come back down to the floor, it goes up. Come back down to the floor, it goes up. Come back down to the floor, it goes up. So are you saying it's best to buy Honda stock right now? Mila, you make your own decision. I'm giving you the information, but I'm saying what I can on TikTok. How about that? Because this is not financial advice, Miss Hurst. I'm not telling you what to buy tonight. I'm giving you the information and you make the best decision from it after I done educated you. That shit sound crazy. After I educated you. What is the ticker? Honda Motor. This is Honda. It's actually an overseas company though. Hard to see. Okay. Um, let's see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, because you on the phone. Turn your phone sideways and then you can zoom in too if you need to, Simi. You turn your phone sideways, or it should be like a zoom out, but a full screen button. If you hit that full screen button on your phone, you could turn it sideways, and then you could zoom in from there. Right? Anything that you don't see, that you can't see, you should be able to zoom in from there. Let me know if it worked for you, Simi. Now, the U.S. electric vehicle market is slowing down. Tariffs are eating into the margins. The transition from gas to electric is proving far more expensive and far slower than they planned for. Options Chick, good morning. Top of the day, top of the day. So, the lesson here for my long term investors, you are not just buying a company. Listen to me, listen closely. You are not just buying a company, you are buying the environment that the company operates in. We got tariffs. Yeah, so consumer demand, government incentives, interest rates. These macro forces determine whether a company's strategy succeeds or fails. But guess what? You got to stay aware of them. You have to stay aware of them. Let's not just look at the balance sheet. Now we're going to go to Amazon. Somebody asked me about Amazon earlier. I was already going to talk about it. They was already on the list. Let me get this off. We don't care about the extended hours or the nighttime. I just want to see price action. So we got a big level of support at 198. Okay, the floor is at 198. The ceiling is at 258. That's right. Amazon fell from $258. It was $258 in November, and it fell all the way to 196, and we now at 209. Amazon, my number one long-term holding position, says Stinky Pinky. Should be swapping out batteries at stations instead of charging them, says Blake. Specifically microchips, well, grade or foreign tech. They designed the infrastructure surrounding battery recharging time to keep going further. Sorry, y'all, I'm just not reading these comments. But it's at bounce on channels. You talking about Amazon, Blake? Now, this week, Amazon raised $54 billion in bonds, $37 billion in the United States alone, and in one day, in 11 separate trenches. They did all this shit in a small amount of time. So they received, I think they received, don't quote me, go look this shit up. They received $126 billion in orders. It's a lot of money. So in Europe, they issued their first ever Eurozone bond, whatever the hell that is. There's bonds in Europe, if I ain't mistaken, at 14.5 billion euros. This is the largest corporate bond issuance in Eurozone history. Anybody in the UK can talk to me about the Eurozones? Any of my UK people in here? Europe? Talk to me. So the banks pitched Amazon as and I'm paraphrasing here, a reliable bet in an uncertain world. Yeah, big man. We in IBIT. Everybody in the community, we in IBIT. We figured it was going up, but I think it's gonna pump. It's a short pump. It ain't. It's a short pump. It ain't fully going all the way back now. You talking about Bitcoin, right? But yeah, I'm talking about Amazon right now. The banks pretty much said that Amazon is a reliable bet in an uncertain world, and institutional investors pretty much agreed. Now, beginner instinct when a company raises that much debt is to be worried. But think about what Amazon is doing, y'all. Let's just think about this for a second. They are locking in massive capital right now. Yeah, before the rates potentially climb further, they locking in some money. So to fund AI infrastructure build out, I'm pretty sure that's what they doing this for. This is a company investing aggressively in its future. Okay. So watch what they build with that $54 billion. That's what we want to pay attention to. That is where the real signal is. Yeah. Would y'all the question is, don't ask me, am I is it would you buy Amazon bonds or Amazon stock? Would you buy Amazon bonds or Amazon stock? If y'all confused about what a bond is, okay, let's pretend you are the investor, right? And you give me $1,000 and I give you a 10-year bond, which means in 10 years I'm gonna give you back your $1,000. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna give you some money. I'm gonna pay you about 4 times a year. I'm gonna give you some money. And but at the end of this time, I'm gonna give you back your initial investment. That's pretty much what a bond is. All right, SpaceX. Now this is not a stock yet. SpaceX has not went public yet, but pay attention because this matters. Okay, let me pull up SPY because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. They ain't gonna be. We in the past right now. We living in a moment where it's not a part of SPY, but in the future, I wouldn't be amazed if it makes its way there. Now, this shit don't mean nothing to. I believe it's gonna respect the top trend line. Like interest, yeah, compound interest, Nikki, precisely. What is this? This is the S&P 500, but I'm talking about SpaceX right now. So S&P Dow Jones Indices is considering changing their rules to allow SpaceX to join the S&P 500 faster after it go public. Ain't that crazy? SPY and the Dow Jones, SPY them gonna change their rules to make sure that when SpaceX go public, it's gonna be able to be added to SPY. Do y'all know why is that a big deal? Why is this a massive deal? That is a good sign, Blake, but why? Damn, I've been live for a minute. Sheesh. What's up, y'all? Hit the follow button for me. Y'all hit the follow button for me. We putting in that work today. If you learned anything at all, do me a favor and tap the screen, share the live, hit the follow button. You know, this is so interesting. Thank you for this. Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. I appreciate you for appreciating it. Thank you for the heart me options, chick. Thank y'all for the heart me. I appreciate it. So thankful. We got 63. We got 6,331 likes. I like to look at my stats, y'all. Our stats, because y'all helping me put up these numbers. Now, I was waiting on you to tell me. You said top companies. So it's a good sign because SpaceX, this company, they're about to be added to SPY. Approximately $24 trillion in assets track the S&P 500. I'm going to say that again. It's a lot of money. I want y'all to wrap y'all mind around that. $24 trillion in assets Oh, I ain't never got one of them before, Nikki. I ain't never got a gamer cap before. That was interesting. So yeah, them gifts, they release dopamine, Nikki. I felt that. I got high off that one. No, but listen, $24 trillion in assets track the S&P 500. Every index fund, every ETF, every pension fund benchmark to the S&P, they all have to buy every company in the index. Y'all hear me? Options chick, you damn, you don't watch my live for 100 minutes. Well, you know what? Yeah, I know it ain't been today. I go live about an hour every time. That goes 60 minutes right there. So it don't take long, but I'm surprised you have because you so busy. Are you a busy person? But I'm super appreciative of the time. Sadly, it's true. Yeah. Now every index fund, every ETF, they gotta buy this shit. So they have no choice. When SpaceX gets added, it triggers an enormous wave of forced buying. They are forced to buy. Not because fund managers love SpaceX, but because they literally have to own it, right? So index inclusion is what it's called. It's one of the most reliable stock catalysts in existence. That's why one of my buddies in the chat said that that's a good sign. Keep your eye on the SpaceX IPO. Keep y'all eye on the SpaceX IPO. IPO just means initial public offering. It's whenever a company goes public and they allow us to invest in them. Some companies are private. Not all companies are on the stock market for you and I to invest in. All right. So when it gets close for SpaceX to get ready to get added to the stock market, or whenever it does, options implied volatility is going to spike. The setup will be there for people who are paying attention. I didn't know it wasn't a public stock yet. Not yet. Not quite. Cameron put a check mark. So good. Yeah. Now we have covered the market, y'all. We have covered the stocks. Like, just to make sure I tie it all the real skills, specific things that y'all can apply to the next time y'all sit down to trade. Okay, so I don't know if y'all taking notes or not, but take a mental note. So my options traders, IV Crush is your number one enemy around earnings time, right? We talked about Adobe, great earnings. Stock fell anyways. And if you bought a call option the day before earnings, hoping to catch that pop, you probably lost money. Not because you was wrong, because you overpaid for the option and the IV crushed out immediately after the report came out. Probably would have been smart to position yourself before the earnings, and then sell around earnings because of the volatility that pumps the price of the premium. Does that make sense? I'm about to go over, we went over Amazon. I'm going to go over Microsoft. I've been in crypto, I CEO for over 1.5 years on Black Dag, and it's just not getting rolled out. I guess we talked about Amazon or Google. Likely time. Yeah, I got you. I'll go over in a second. But yeah, the professional move pretty much around earnings is to check the implied volatility before you buy. If the IV is at 90% and the stock usually historically only moves 5% on earnings, the option is pricing in more movement than the stock will deliver. Do not pay for that. Okay? Now, some traders actually sell options premiums before earnings to collect that inflated IV rather than buying it. That's an entirely different risk profile. So, we'll talk about that on another time if you need. But the point is, you need to understand the tool before you use it. Now, I'm going to give you a rule. Here's a rule that you can take with you. Some of y'all don't got rules and don't like them, but it's okay. I'm going to give you one. Never trade options around earnings without knowing the implied volatility and knowing the historical move. Like knowing, okay, around earnings, this company usually does this. You need to know that. That is non-negotiable. That means you don't got a choice. You really do what you want, but over here, my ironwork traders, they know they don't got a choice. They commit high treason if they do anything less than that. So, second, futures traders. Yesterday was a master class in correlations. If you're novice and not a lot of money, stay away from them. Yeah, no doubt. Crude oil futures, that is the CL contract. It spiked nearly 10% today. Equity futures, we got ES. I ain't even gonna go too much in the futures, but before I talk about Microsoft first from my friend. I must have been mapping it already at some point. Yeah. And it just now filled that gap that I made from back there. So it created a gap here. I marked it a long time ago, and it's just now filling that gap, and it didn't go much lower than that gap. So yeah, not sure if what's going on will create even better prices for this. But if Amazon was to go back, if Microsoft was to go back to all-time highs, let's be clear, it was just $555 shit in October. This program is cool. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we'll see. CL is crude oil. This is futures. Yeah, if Microsoft go back to all-time highs, people gonna wish they had been buying right now, Nikki. If it goes, and I'm sure it will. But yeah, that was pretty crazy for the all-time. Most of the stocks right now is like shopping in Goodwill. And one of my friends asked me, "What do I mean by shopping in Goodwill?" I'm like, "Hey, well, what do you do when you shop in Goodwill? What's in Goodwill? Are you consistently profitable? If so, how long did it take you to get there?" Well, super substatic. The moment it took 3 years, first of all, but the moment I realized that I need to accept my losses and make them super small. That's what it took to get there. It ain't about how long it take you to get there, because it don't. If you can grasp that concept, it won't take you 3 years. If you can grasp that concept, it won't take you 3 years. Accept the small losses. Take that shit 1% at a time, less than 1%, and reposition. And if you lose a certain amount within that day, close the chart. Close the app, walk away, go get some fresh air. And then come back, reset. Don't revenge trade. It's simple, man. The losses have been hurting for sure, said Nikki. But yeah, if you do it that way, you can lose 9 trades a day and only win 1 trade, and that 1 trade will wipe out the 9 losses if you do it the right way. That is the correct way to trade. Not what everybody else be telling you, where they like, "I don't never lose." Hey, get your ass on my face. I don't believe you. I don't believe you never lose. That's a lie. That's a lie. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. Now I talked about futures a little bit. I didn't want to go too much into futures, but during the normal market conditions, oil and equities can move together, both rising in a healthy economy. But during geopolitical shocks like what we're going through right now, oil spikes as a risk premium and the stocks fall as earning expectations drop. So understand the correlation flips during stress events. That's also a genuine edge. If you trade futures, that gives you an edge in the market. Yeah, because they say that they don't take a loss. Like, who the fuck don't take a loss? That's crazy. You control your losses. You are going to lose in the stock market or the futures market, forex market. You can control how much you lose, though. Did you know that? You didn't have to give them. They didn't ever take shit from you. You gave it to them. Now, long-term investors, yesterday was a reminder that macro awareness, paying attention to the bigger picture, is not optional. You have to do this. You are a long-term investor. Cameron says, "Can you put that in the chat, what you just said about oil?" Cameron, can you do me a favor instead? Can you watch the replay when it come out later today and just write it down? Because I don't want to go, I freestyle this shit. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? If I had that written down, I would be able to just repeat it. But Like I'm on a roll, and I can't tell you what I just said. You good? What part was you speaking about? Let's see if I can recreate it. What did I say about oil? Usually oil and the stock market can move together, right? They both usually go up in a good economy. But during shit like what we dealing with now, like geopolitical shocks is what they call them. They don't call it quote unquote shit that we dealing with now. That's just me speaking ghetto. But during geopolitical shocks, that correlation flips. Oil will go up and the stocks will go down. You got to understand that. So when you see this happen in the future, that'll give you an edge if you trade in futures. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Now, we talked about Honda, we talked about Tesla, we talked about a lot of shit. Long-term investing does not mean ignoring the environment that your companies operate in. It means having conviction and in your thesis, conviction in your thesis, and staying aware of the bigger picture that could break that thesis. Literally, you need to diversify across different sectors. Don't be cooped up, under diversified. Where we at? Where's my heat map? Yeah, diversify across different sectors though. But it'll drop in an instant. Somebody says, can you do SoFi? Did you hit the follow button already, Tyson? Hit the follow button first, Tyson Larson. There we go. There we go. Don't unfollow me either, motherfucker, after I do it. I'm just playing. I don't care if you do. I was going to do it whether you did the follow button or not, man. I got you. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. Hold on. So, obviously, this is a great level. The reason why I say it is because I'll say the same thing I said last time. Let's look at a 5-year chart. And SoFi was at this same price in 2021, but it was a different company. What did I say to make you spit out your coffee? What the fuck did I say that got y'all laughing? What did I say? See, I don't even be knowing something. I'm be freestyling this shit. I ain't know what I said. Because I'm not a comedian, but all my life, people always laugh when I'm being serious. I promise this. I look up and people laugh, and I'm like, what did I say? I don't even be trying to be funny. When I try to be funny, nobody laugh. You hear fucking crickets. All right, but anyway, SoFi is at the same level it was years ago, except it's a bigger company now. I think it's a great investment if you look at it that way. Think about it. Same company, millions of subscribers later. Yeah, and it's at a major support level. I just wouldn't jump the gun because I already did that here. I did that here. That's why you see that mapped out here. Because I was just like, oh yeah, SoFi is looking like it's finna go up on a Tuesday. But it didn't turn out that way because I think it's because everything that's going on though. But Tyson, does that answer your question? SoFi was this price 5 years ago, and it's not the same. It's the same company, but it's a different company, if you know what I mean. They got millions of subscribers more now than they did then. What do you think about buying out of the money options on SoFi? Well, to be honest with you, I think if I'm gonna buy out of the money options on SoFi, I'm gonna go out as far as I can. I'll buy leaps. It would be a leap. I mean, let's think about it. SoFi is $17. The $15 strike price. Let's look at the calls. And right now we're looking at June 16th, 2028. Now what's happening, man? OG dribble, OG double, OG. Everybody go follow them. Go follow them. All right, so yeah, so SoFi is $17, right? I'm gonna buy leaps if I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna say this should expire all the way in 2 years in the summertime of 2028, and the $15 strike price is in the $800. Leaps is more expensive but cheaper per month. That's just me. You said Skip. Stinky says, "Damn, a Leap, yeah, and 15 too. I'm about to end the money Leap, even though that's the opposite of what you just asked me, Simi. I'm sorry, but you asked me what do I think about buying out of the money option. So let's look at the out of the money. I want to see more strike prices than that though. So we're gonna go to the strikes and press 30, right? Because look at this, the all-time high, or at least right here, the previous high was $32. So let's say you think at least it'll return to at least $32. You can get an out of the money contract for that for like $400. But I think out of the money contracts are dangerous because they have extrinsic value, not intrinsic value. You feel me? Basically, it's worth time. It got value because you got time for it to get there. And this same contract can be worth thousands of dollars in the future. I bought about the out of the money and go. I bought about the out of money and go kill in SoFi. TJ, you killing me with the trying to read your comment. I love you though, man, but you're killing me. You're killing me, Petey. Shit. All right, so look again. We make sure that we know what we're doing. We diversify. You size your positions. For those confused, what I mean when I say size your position according to risk, I'm basically telling you if you know you ain't trying to lose $1,000 today, then don't put a fucking $1,000 on the table. Your stop loss should mirror what you trying to lose. You like, you know what? I'm only willing to lose $50 today. Hell, losing 20 would be a good day then. You was willing to lose 50, you only lost 20. Use that same sense in the scaling up matter, however you want to use it, but just, oh yeah, Blake, size your loss, not your wager. That's right. Now, for my short-term traders, use 0 days to expire hires. Volatility is not your enemy. Volatility is not your enemy. We know this, but it demands respect, don't it? Don't it, man? So on a high news day like we had yesterday, and ain't no telling what's coming out today. That's unexpected. But the oil spiking, indices down, like SPY down and QQQ down. We got a lot of geopolitical headlines dropping every hour. The spreads are going to widen. I'm gonna explain that spread part. There go that kid and I like Nikki. Woohoo! Maybe we want to make some type of crazy noise and shit, Nikki. I don't know what I want to jump for joy. Thank you for that gift. I appreciate it. Let me show y'all what I mean by spread. So if you look up here at these two columns, it says bid and ask. I don't understand what you just said about lose $50. Tyson Larson, when you trade in stock options, okay, or futures or Forex, you can decide how much you gonna lose if it goes the wrong way. Lucky Cat is for good wealth and prosperity in Chinese culture. Oh, I love it. I'm the year of the goat or the year of the sheep, right? 1991. I think it's the iron sheep too. But yeah, the year of the iron goat or the iron sheep. And right now we in the year of the horse, which is a good year for me because the horse and the sheep are companions. Nikki, chill. Nikki did the bah. That's what I heard in my head when I read that comment. But no, check me out. Check me out. On high news days, pay attention. Like, we don't want to get chopped up because the spreads. Look at the spreads, right? Look at bid and ask. If y'all ever been confused about the bid and ask, you want to pay attention to that part, right? When you trade in options. Let's look at these contracts. So SoFi $17. Let me get the fuck off here. Hold on. Let's go to the weekly contracts. Here we go. SoFi $17 a share. And if I think that SoFi is going to go up to $18 within a week, I can get one contract for $67. Okay? I can get one contract for $67. And it says 67 cents, but remember, one contract is worth what? How much is one contract worth, ladies and gentlemen? Mm-hmm. I had to, Nikki. 100 shares. That's right. 100 shares. So that's why it is, Nikki, one contract is worth 100 shares. So, Nikki, you want to buy 100 shares of SoFi? Be my guest. $17.70 times 100. Or you can get one contract for $67. She says everyone else knows. These are, no, it ain't everyone else. It's 73 people in here, Nikki, and about 4 responded. So don't feel that way. Don't do that. Don't start. No, for real. It ain't everyone else knows. How about all y'all that don't know, speak up so Nikki don't feel like she alone? Cause it's a bunch of rookies in here. They just not talkative. They still wiping cold. Some of them still wiping cold out their eyes and shit. See, Tyson don't know. Tyson here. Tyson new too. If y'all new to trading or new to investing, let it be known. It ain't 74 experts in here. Stinky is humble as hell. Stinky humble. So look, anyways, like I was saying, the catch is these expire. See, you a long term investor, so you buy 100 shares of SoFi. That shit don't expire in 1 week. You gonna still have them a week later. You gonna have them a year later if you want them. If you don't sell them, but when you trade in stock options, they come with an expiration date. That's what all these dates are. These are expiration dates. That means when you buy a contract in that expiration, if the price don't go where you said it was going to go by that date, your shit will expire worthless. Are we clear? That $67 will expire worthless. You lose that. I'm also in mutual funds and such. SoFi looks nice though. Yeah. So, anyways, this is what I was about to talk about was the spread. When you see the bid and the ask this close to each other, that's good. When you see them far from each other, like if this was 46 cents and this was 66 cents, that's a problem. If this was, like, let me give you another example. Here, if this was, you see how this is a bad spread. This is not really a good spread right here. I don't like this spread. $1.70 to 209. So the spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. That's right, Stinky. 90% of options expire worthless, and people don't exercise them. They go unexercised. But that's not the same for people who are selling. 90% of the puts and the calls expire worthless. It's the motherfuckers that selling the calls and the puts that don't really have that same outcome. It's the people that selling the calls and the puts who have a higher chance of making money than you do. Matter of fact, they gonna make money, or they gonna do exactly what they wanted to do. It's a win-win, right? I'm only gonna do cover calls on companies that I wanted to sell. Let's say I had 100 shares of SoFi, but I'm willing to sell because I bought SoFi. Let's say I bought SoFi when it was $4, and right now it's $17, and I'm willing to sell 100 shares, but I want to get paid on it right now. I do a cover call. The worst that can happen is I gotta sell 100 shares, which I was willing to do any fucking ways, right? Or I just get paid because the price don't go where you said it was gonna go. Or let's say I got enough money and I want to buy 100 shares of SoFi, but I don't think that it's going to come back down to $9. But if it does, I'm willing to buy 100 shares of it. I want to get paid up front to wait on it to drop that low. If it don't drop that low, I got paid up front. If it do drop that low, I get to buy 100 shares of my favorite stock. Please, 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 please. Singing the Temptation songs to my. Please look at CrowdStrike. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here's CrowdStrike. already I'm drawing these trend lines because this is what I see. If my mouse stop acting crazy, I might have to go buy a new mouse. What's going on? What just happened? All that damn clicking. Real talk, CrowdStrike broke my mouse for real. Just bounce last entry point in my opinion before chasing too late. Slightly slow rising and dropping consistently for covered options. CrowdStrike broke the mouse. Okay, yeah. It's in a healthy trend. CrowdStrike is in a healthy uptrend. Hey, let's see. 6 months. I mean, the all-time high was 566. It's at 442. It broke below it. It broke below it this year though. For it to drop down to 342. If you like CrowdStrike and you didn't buy at 342, what is you doing? If you like CrowdStrike and you didn't buy at 342, what is you doing? I don't own any CrowdStrike, Nikki. Maybe I should, huh? Maybe I should. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure y'all understand about them spreads I was just letting y'all know about, right? So yeah, beginners they get chopped up on days like yesterday because they try to trade like a normal day, like a normal Tuesday in the middle of a category 4 storm, and we're not gonna do that. So yeah, the professional move on extreme days is to reduce your position size. Credit spreads good for what? Sideways markets, right, Blake? Right, Blake? But how many confused about reducing their position size? When you got some crazy shit going on in the market, why are you still using the same amount of money that you use on a regular day in the market? Why are you using more money? Are you gambling? You gambling. Don't be no gambler. Okay? Reduce your position size or sit in cash. You know what sit in cash mean? You know what cash heavy mean? Cash reserve. That mean let your buying power stay there. Chill the fuck out today. Take a chill pill. Dry powder. Yeah, stinky pinky, dry powder. So, cash is a position. Protecting your money, protecting your capital on a fucked up day is just as important as making money on a good day. If you can't, ain't no if to it. You cannot trade next week if you blow up your account today. From the time Nikki bought CrowdStrike, she had a 218% return. Say less, Nikki. I'm on it. Say less. That's all I needed to hear. But yeah, you can't trade next week if you blow up your account today. So let me ask y'all a question, and I want y'all to think about it before you answer it. But please answer it. What is harder for you? Finding the setup or having the discipline to take it? Finding it or taking it? That's all you got to say. Finding it or taking it? Finding it, taking it, finding it, taking it, taking it, finding it. Yeah. Yeah. So keep this in mind. Everybody that traded yesterday, you did not need to trade yesterday. You just needed to understand yesterday. I hope this live stream helped you do that. So the market just gave y'all free education yesterday in macro chain reactions. I gave you free education in IV crush, geopolitical risk, forced selling, covered calls, cash secure puts, support and resistance, you name it. We went over a lot of shit tonight. Earnings, but you learned this in a live stream. But go write some of this shit down when you get a chance to study it, right? But yeah, do some pre-market analysis because if not, the market gonna do it for you. When it's done, you gonna be ready. That didn't make no sense, but I'm just saying, like, research, do some due diligence, or the market's gonna do your ass. Do I think it's gonna bounce back? I think it's at a good level. I think anything that is this down this much from its all time high, if you pay attention, it does. This is how stocks move. They go down and then they go up. So when they're down, position. All right, now it's Q&A time. It's Q&A time. Let me know what's up before I start reading questions. My only one rule for Q&A: do not ask me what to buy tomorrow or what to buy today. I'm not going to answer that. Ask me how something works. Ask me why something happened. Ask me what a concept means, you know? I'll look at it, I'll give you key levels. You going to ask me what to buy. Yeah, I'm not. That's my only rule. If somebody asks me what broker they should use, that's a good question. I mean, I like Webull, but I don't get I don't get paid to tell you what brokers to use. Here's what I want you to look for. Look for low commissions on options. They need to have a good paper trading feature so you can practice without using real money. You want to learn futures, TJ? You can use Webull. They got a learning section on there, and they also got paper trading on there. My answer to that will be yes, Nikki. Historically speaking. Now, the broker matters less than your system, y'all. Focus on the system. If they integrate with TradingView, who? Eggs or oatmeal for breakfast? Grits. Grits, Stinky Pinky. Grits. Grits. Y'all funny as hell with these questions. Biggie or Tupac? That's a tough one. Both of them. BOFFUM. Both of them. But if I had to pick one, I like. Damn, that's a hard question. That was a good question. Hard question. I pass on that one. Think or swim? Think. Love me some grits with butter and sugar. Oh man, Stinky Pinky, you eat your grits with sugar? Pass. Yeah. All right. So look, I want to pick Pac, but I want to pick Biggie. I can't pick nobody, Nikki. I can't pick nobody. I can't pick nobody. That's crazy. You pick Tupac, that's crazy, Rick. Yeah, but Biggie's lyrical. I like his music. Everybody pick Pac. The ladies picking Pac, of course. Of course. Y'all not listening to the words. Pac can rap. I'm sorry, y'all, for saying that. I'm wrong. Look, I know I'm getting chewed up on the other side of the phone. Look, Pac snap too. He lyrical as hell. One of the best, if not the best. And I hate that they was even beefing with each other. I like when they was friends. Now, somebody the other day asked me, how much money do they need to start? Somebody says, I'm going to get Webull because I use Robinhood now. Oh, yeah, get Webull. You're going to love it over here. I like Pac better. Biggie is nice too, but Pac has stage performance. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But he an artist to the max for sure. Do you have a community? I do, TJ. You a part of it right now because TikTok is a separate community, but if you want to join my Discord, you are free to. The link should be in my bio. Yeah, come on in. Join the Discord. So what you think about investing in VOO as a beginner? I think that investing in VOO is or any ETF is a safer way than just looking through thousands of stocks trying to figure out which one you should buy. I drop unexpectedly like bird shit. Praying today has a great trading day. Yeah, just a regular day, just a regular guy. We're gonna make today twice as good as yesterday and half as good as tomorrow. So for those that ask me how much money do they need to start, so for stock options, you need to understand